Meet Blade with Ita. Set Blaze and Eddie. Innovative device project. Transparency of some community.
Hello, crypto. How's it going out there? I hope you're doing well. Strange little show tonight. Usually we'll have a lot of things planned, but tonight we are just going to have a chat with two awesome guys from the Titanex ecosystem. The Titanex conference at the weekend. Wow, what a show. What a time. No stone left unturned. We had Jake in both days, streaming 12 hours both days. A monumental effort from him. I don't know how he managed to do it, but yeah, two of the guests on the show tonight, the dude from Element 280 and Maxwell Smooth and Crypto, they're joining me tonight, and we're just going to have a look at all the current projects and what's coming up. So welcome to the show, guys. How's it going?
How's it going?
Maxwell, how you doing?
Doing well, man. Me and the dude just had a amazing stream about Element 280, so I'm happy to dive in some other projects as well.
Yeah, dude, how's it going?
Yeah, excellent. I definitely enjoyed doing the stream on E280, but like I was just saying earlier, like I'm interested in all of these other projects as well. Like as far as Element 280 goes, we want to add LPs with all of them. So it's in my interest to stay up to date with all of the future projects on Titanex as well. So this will be fun.
Yeah. So it's hard keeping on top for anybody in the ecosystem. It's hard keeping on top of everything that's going on. I don't know about you guys, but I continuously find myself keeping into pretty much everything that comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard for me not to, honestly. And it's one of those things right in the beginning when projects started really releasing after day 280 happened. You fade a couple projects for a couple days and you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking? And so it's like, for me, it's like, no matter how small or big position I want to take in new projects, I have to get at least a small position in everything. I at least try to.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a time comes when that need is not so prevalent, but at the minute, it just feels like anything can really, really rip off. Like even when I woke up this morning, guys, oh shit, Lotus had done it was on about a 4.5x of within 24 hours. I was just looking at it going, holy shit, for anybody, just that people were market ban that like crazy. And I'm sitting with miners going, geez, I wish I had a market bought more. So yeah, it's difficult to know. Cope is a real thing. Cope is a real thing in crypto. It's like no matter how well you're doing, or even as a builder or a streamer or whatever, you see some of these other things popping off and you're just kicking yourself going, oh man, for me, I know some of these dudes, and sometimes I go, I fucking know this guy personally really, really well. Why did I not have more of that coin at that particular time? So yeah, Cope is a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think we're going to continuously battle with that as time goes on, with more price appreciation or more price discovery, if you will, and hyper deflation going around all these other projects. It's hard not to feel that. Just you don't know which one's going to pop at which moment. And if we all could do that, we'd be chilling all together on a beach somewhere doing this stream or something. So.
Yeah, and I suppose it's worth saying, for any newcomers to the ecosystem, an important thing on the back of that, Cope is very real, FOMO is very real. But one thing that we can all definitely learn and say for sure is that there's always going to be an opportunity. If you miss something, if you feel like you've missed something, you can be damn sure that in the next day or two, there's going to be something else popping off somewhere.
Yeah.
Which leads us into, can you believe that day 369 is here already?
Yes. I mean, I know I don't believe it, but I was just looking at that. Someone messaged me like, hey, don't forget to ship all that Titan X you have into your staking payouts. Because we've got like 220 billion that still needs staked right now. And I was like, oh, yeah, let me make sure that happens in the next 10 hours.
What is the cutoff time?
I don't remember. I was just looking at it. It's like, oh, not Titan X Hub. I need to go there. We're at 10 hours, 40. No, 9 hours. Less than 9 hours.
Make sure you get it done. That's probably what next thing on the list after you get off the stream.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Smooth. I was like, as soon as I get off stream, I'm gonna do that. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna go bomb Blaze Weekly stream and then I'll do it. Yeah. I put a message in the HLX DAO chat, like big sirens, like, okay, guys, look out for a transaction. We all need to be ready to be signing this because it's a 4 of 6 multi-sig. So it's not just me. Like, I need everybody to be there ready to sign that transaction to ship all that over. So
how many people do you rely on to actually sign the SIG?
It's 4 out of 6.
Okay. Yeah, no, see, because obviously the Blaze team, we've got a multi-sig, and there's 8 of us on it. And man, see, we got it set up for 5 of 8, and sometimes it takes us, freaking 36 hours just to get 5 people to sign it. Come on, guys, multi-sig. What do you think about multi-sig? Is like, we've been chatting about this a few times. It's like the world's best invention, but also the world's worst invention. It's a pain in the ass to use.
It is, but it's so much safer, and it's the whole idea of decentralization, like not having random dude holding millions of dollars in crypto. Like it's spread across 8 people, and like now you don't have to worry about that one guy rugging you. It's you'd have to have 5 people conspire together to rug, and that creates a big safety net, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
It's not the same as a smart contract, but there's so much more flexibility with a multi-sig. You can do more things with it. So
yeah, absolute necessary evil, definitely needed. But when it comes to managing some of the things that you need to manage whenever you're using those funds, if you're keeping it with the multi-sig, it can be a bit tedious. But yeah, it's funny. I was listening to the stream. You guys were talking, and you were saying about Element 280 needing to reach, or wanting it to reach 10 trillion Titan X in. It's funny if you go back 3 months ago, and you even then thinking about projects or something, even back at the start of Inferno, taking in 1 trillion Titan X was a huge feat just to get 1 trillion Titan X. And it's funny that Titan X is becoming, there's less and less and less and less on the market, but projects seem to be taking in more and more and more and more and more. I think you're going to hit the 10 trillion, obviously, no problem at all. Whenever you kind of go past, once you break 10 trillion, I think when you're coming to those last 3-4 days, of the end of the Element 280 mint, I think you'll see a big skyrocket of participation again. What do you think yourself?
Yeah, I was comparing it to Inferno. Like the biggest mint days on Inferno were those last 2. And I think that was a big portion of FOMO when people, they understand it, but then when it actually gets there, they're like, oh no, like this is my last chance to get some of these tokens. If I'm bullish on it, like I sat on it, now it's go time. Either you do it or you don't, and I think that got a ton of additional participation. And I don't really want to speculate on E280, but I feel like,
of course.
Inferno,
since it's not mine, and I will speculate and say that I think there will be a hell of a lot more participation comes towards the end. It's just been such an awesome project for the whole ecosystem that it's performed so well that and it's just, again, even just being able to lock your Titan X up in the E280 NFTs and just put it away, and it's one of my set and forgets. It's one of my real solid set and forgets. That just stick them in the NFTs and let it sit for a long time, and not worry about it. Just come back in and claim those rewards, and that's it. Nice and simple.
Yeah. Yep.
That's-
We'll see
That's-
how many people hold on to him.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling dude. I was like, I got some, and I'm going to try my absolute hardest to just hold it. But one thing I've been doing is just keeping my rewards just in there. I don't take them out, just like I do with Flux, just like I do with Helios, right? Just all of these projects, I try to keep my rewards in there, so it's like I don't get tempted to play with those, because once I have play money to throw around, I always throw it around. So I want to keep it solid if I can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. There's a few of them. Well, in fairness, most of them I am. I was just looking at the E280. All right, I was looking at the E280 rewards, and I'm going, oh, it makes sense to just claim all that and start minting more NFTs. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to be happening for me.
I mean, yeah,
Tax
we
or no
see
tax?
people doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. So,
Uh,
whenever you think, well, give me, I'm trying to get the, where's the share screen not coming up? You can't see the shared screen there, can you? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming down there. It's hard to think, like, even, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was only 13 projects launched. So we've had 5 or 6 in the last 2 weeks. Things are going to get crazy in the ecosystem when all these vote forks start coming out. You've got one. What's the one? What's the one on E280 Gold?
yeah.
Okay,
Which
so
I
mean,
love that name.
yeah, they've all got pretty cool names. I mean, just Bull for Inferno just works perfectly. But I've already found myself starting to think, okay, and I need extra tokens that I like. I need extra to participate in some of these vote forks. Any ideas or any speculations on what you think that all these are going to add to the ecosystem?
I mean, I think as an input token, it's going to really support all of the projects that are used as input tokens. So like Bull, I think that's no doubt going to support Inferno, like, because you need Inferno tokens to participate. And
Yep.
then as far as Vault goes, a portion of every one of these pillars is feeding back to Vault. That seems like a no-brainer to me that Vault is going to do well on these pillar launches. Yeah, it seems. So I guess none of these pillars are really going to affect Titan X too much. I'm realizing this is going to be more of a inter-ecosystem play where it's just moving ecosystem tokens from one side to another. Yes, I don't see it really affecting Titan X too much.
But in one big swoop, it really does add, and it really does add a lot of, I don't know what you'd say, just a lot of more play within everything. You're holding Inferno at the minute, and what are you doing? You're just really holding it, and that's it. Now all of a sudden, again, that's why I'm saying I'm finding myself thinking, right, okay, I've got my Inferno bag that I don't want to sell any of or use any of, and the reality is this: if whenever Bull launches, if it starts to perform well, there's going to be, and we're even saying that the FOMO could kick in, and if it performs well and there's something good to do with any of these input tokens, Inferno in for Bull, that could cause a nice rush of people wanting to buy extra tokens to participate in these crazy forks. But it's the sheer, for me, it's the sheer volume of. It's going to be across the board. Within 2 weeks, there's going to be 10 new projects, 10 new things that you can do with all these tokens, and a lot of them that you haven't really been able to do anything with yet.
Yeah, with Vault in the center of that. So
Yep.
that would be what I'm most bullish on, obviously, I mean, it's great for all of, like I said, all these input tokens. It's great for those projects as well. So maybe you're right. Maybe it just creates a flurry across the entire Titan X ecosystem.
I see Goat X has been on Awesome V. Alpha X, is that one of them or is that something new?
I think that's something new. I don't think that's Bolt related.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the pillars.
Okay, I haven't actually heard of that one yet.
And
Have
there's
you?
0 links, so it's just mystery token right now.
That's Mystery Token. Mystery Token has a web page. This one has
Oh,
nothing, but
I didn't
Mystery
even
Token.
see that.
You didn't even see there was one actually called Mystery.
Yeah. No, that's so perfect. That's funny.
Yeah,
No,
that's
there's
awesome.
yeah, this list is just going fatter. And I just want to reiterate that not everything is listed on here. Pulsar may or may not ever be listed on here, but that's another project that's live right now. You guys know, as far as the Accelerate team, know of additional projects that are not listed on here. Like, this is
there's
not
5.
exhaustive.
We are building. We are currently building 5. That's not even like these are projects are coming down the line. We're actually building 5 at the minute that aren't on the list. You know, they're already in production. And that's, yeah, 5. Phoenix isn't too far away. I'm really excited for that project to see, because Blaze has been a little bit forgot about. It's one of the first projects that's actually building on Blaze. I think they're taking 7% of the Titan X. I just love the fact that, that one of the things Jake said before would be good to see. It's always good to see, contracts and the machines taking over and holding as much of the supply of tokens as possible. Phoenix is going to do a huge, massive job at that. It's the first thing that's coming in and taking 7% of the Titan X from that one's going to come in and buy Blaze and stake it. And again, it's the first thing. It's just obviously for me being, in the Inferno Kingdom, seeing anything that brings anything over there for me is exciting, because, as I say, Blaze has been like a dark workhorse in the background, but this will hopefully breathe a little bit more life into it. And, you speak to Callum, his whole thing is just that thing just needs to get, the price of that just needs, the market price just needs to come up on Blaze a very little bit, and it just ignites everything. It just starts to get the snowball going. Price comes up, a little bit more ETH comes in every day. The payout pools thicken up, they get a lot juicier. The pools out in the far distance get a little bit juicier. All of a sudden, ETH, we see the market starting to turn around today. Ethereum takes a little bit of a bump up. You see those reward pools, they're obviously Ethereum pools. They just go, they just beef right up. So seeing Phoenix come out is one of the things on this list that I'm most looking forward to at the minute. Is there anything that you get that's jumping out for you guys from the list of upcoming projects? Obviously, E369 you're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm actually doing a stream with Callum tomorrow, and we're gonna do a head-to-head with 369 and Phoenix, and kind of compare those projects coming out. So that'll be fun.
There's no white paper for. Is there a white paper? Oh, is there a white paper for E369 out already?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. Oh,
Well, the thing is, what the dude is doing is pretty smart. He's talking about E280 and letting that mint phase, and just continuously doing marketing on that mint phase before he starts talking about E369. So I think it's really smart. And like you said, the white paper's been there for a while, and so you can go and read it if you want. It's definitely coming in the future, and it's probably coming a little bit earlier than you think, in my opinion.
just see Utah Crypto is in there saying do a review of E369 right now. No, not tonight. Not tonight. I'm sure that needs a deep dive. There's So I will throw this out there. Sal Vega and Trader Lee are working with Accelerate to build a project called Ascendant. I just see that they've actually put a Twitter page out. Maybe we should take a quick look at it, should we?
Yeah, and another project on there. Speaking of Utah, Utah and I are collaborating on another project that's built on E280. So
that's awesome.
That is awesome. Okay. So on that one, there's nothing really public yet, is there? Is that the first time it's been mentioned to the community, or anybody's mentioned it publicly?
We've said Basically nothing. We've only confirmed that Utah and I are collaborating on something.
Okay.
And all we've said is it's another easy button built on E280. So
Yeah, I mean, I was chatting to him last week on the phone. He gave me a bit of an overview just to get to see what my thoughts are, and I fucking love it. So yeah, great job. It's another one that another one I'm really happy to see coming. So yeah, good job, you guys. But yeah, Trader Lee and Sal Vega, two upstanding members of the Titan X ecosystem, have seen everybody in a flurry, getting involved, building. They reached out to Accelerate. Me and Josh and Scotty Boy reached out to us with a white paper, and we've been honing it down. I don't think they've released the white paper yet, so I don't want to say too much. But yeah, look, the Twitter page is up. Ascendant Wins at Ascendant Wins. If you want to check it out and give that a little follow, there's a link through there's a Telegram and all set up as well for that. But yeah, don't want to give any details on that one. Yeah, I don't want to give any details away on that because I don't think they've made it public. But they do want it to be known that they are building actively, and we hope to have that one out and launched towards the end of November.
What was the username on that again?
Ascendant Wins.
Okay. And that's Trader Lee and who?
Salvador Vega.
Okay.
So, sorry, yeah. Is there anything on the list, Maxwell, that you've got your eye on any of these upcoming projects? Have you heard Felix? I haven't really heard too much going on with Felix. I've seen it drop it's been on there for quite a while now, with nothing really said.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm really looking forward to see kind of what the pillars do. First of all, second off, just what Phoenix does in general, because I think a big part of Dragon X and Helios in the beginning and currently is to continuously grow their stake in Titan X. And I think what Column's doing with Phoenix and really going at all of the staking platforms all at once, I think it's a really cool, interesting idea. And hopefully, it's just going to benefit the whole system in general. So I'm really excited about Phoenix. And then past that, just what Scale is doing as well. I just had a stream with James, and dude came on there as well. Scale is really interesting to me, and looking forward just to see how that plays out, because everything that's built and is going to currently being built is just a little spin-off of different things, and very bullish tokenomics and just innovation all at once. And it's hard not to be bullish on everything. But if I had to pick a couple, that'd probably be it.
Yeah, that is the thing. We did cover a lot of that kind of stuff at the weekend. Just people taking the best parts of what they're seeing so far. Steve DeFi's auction, whereas even for Inferno had like eight weeks, and you see now Morpheus is coming out. They're doing 14 days straight. I think that 14 days straight is a really good play. You've obviously got 28 days in a row, dude, with E280, but I think 14th, like a quick 14-day hype cycle to get all your tokens out is pretty damn cool. Callum's got some awesome, things built into his, but yeah, just the taking the ideas that have worked so far and everybody putting their own little tweaks on them is, it's playing out well so far.
Yeah, I think that 2 to 4 week phase is a pretty good sweet spot. Like Inferno, that was 8 weeks, right?
8 weeks, but I think Inferno did really well, and I think what I kind of like about having no gap is that there's no waiting around. The chart's going to do what it's going to do. If people are going to sell, the week in between kind of gives people a chance to mess around and you kind of can gain or you can lose momentum. I think this continuous bang. People don't get a chance to breathe. And if the ratios are changing quickly as you're playing the game, it's hard to keep up. The market price kind of should arbitrage back so that come into the market value. So there's always a little bit to be made each time as you go through these distribution cycles. That's why I think Morpheus has done a great job as well. I'm really interested to see what happens. They had a good, successful launch today. We'll have a look at that actually. I'll bring it up and see. Enter the matrix. So tell you the details without connecting your wallet.
Maybe I forgot to mention that I wanted to be that announced that I'm a proud Diamond Hand Club member of Blaze officially now. So I've been meaning to do that for like weeks and weeks. I am in there.
Nice one. Now, can I ask you, was it your strategy to acquire the 4,000 over a little bit of time, or had you acquired them and you'd maybe staked some for a shorter period, or had you been holding liquid? I'm just interested to see what way you were. If you're happy to discuss it, maybe if you're not, that's fine. But I'm just interested to see. With Blaze, I always took a view to building my position over a longer period of time, because I always knew that, and well, not always knew. I always felt that that there would always be times where there was a lot more value to be had than others, and that, you know, if you were to swing trade Blaze, anytime that token goes back down near $1, it's damn well worth buying, in my opinion. And that's obviously that's not financial advice, but if you just look at the chart of Blaze, how many times that thing's come back down towards $1, and it's, you know, easy. You can, you know, even the purchase. I've been on the streams many times saying I scooped up more Blaze in the auction, or like the Sunday Spaces, continually on Sunday Spaces when everything else is blowing off here and there, and I'd pop on the space and say, "Yep, I got some more Blaze under $1 in the auction a couple of days ago," and I just wait for those up. We've been waiting for those opportunities. So yeah, I've been building my Blaze position over a longer period of time. I don't know, what way were you playing it?
Yeah, it was a slow accumulation, and it was pretty much the goal from the beginning was hitting that 4,000 mark, but with so much going on, I kept getting like derailed on my mission. And so when I finally did it the other day, I was like, I got there finally. Like, I knew I was going to, but like, yeah, there's stuff flying by everywhere, and I'm like, finally I was able to focus and like get that last little bit staked in there.
Yeah, okay.
And I'd
So
still consider being a double member. You know, maybe one ticket's not enough. We'll see.
yeah, so
But
some people that went heavy at Blaze at the start did very, very well with the staking page. People that went in and
yeah.
decided they're gonna get their diamond hand positions and not give a shit and lock those tokens up. You know, people getting multiple tickets in the first few weeks or even month. The Ethereum page, those guys ROI'd seriously fast on that play. So yeah,
I got some of those messages. You know, I got some of those FOMO messages, and I'm like, come on, man. You know,
yeah. So I mean, so when on streams and stuff, we all you know, we talk about the performance of. It's just nice to hear you just talk about the way you played something. But we were obviously when we're on streams, we're all talking about, we're covering projects and we're saying about, just covering them, the performance, looking at moves to make, and I suppose it's nice for people to hear the real stories about how, we do play certain things. And, because you were mentioning about, that you get derailed and you went off and you were doing other things. Look, I've been the same, and I'm just telling this so people don't feel, because FOMO and, worrying about where you're going to go, what are you going to do next. And it's nice to know that, there's many things, I was saying, there's many things in the ecosystem that I've missed crazy pumps on. There's many things that I've caught really good pumps on. And Lotus, I seen the Lotus pump today and didn't FOMO buy, and I'm glad I didn't FOMO buy, because it tanked about, a big percentage after, it done the run up. But I've got the miners sitting, and I'll just let them go. But there's many things, like I didn't start Hydra miners for about the first maybe 10 days. Just kind of let it sit, let it go, let people jump in and do what they're going to do. And the reason I'm just saying this is you don't need to go FOMOing into absolutely everything. A lot of these things are nice to get in on day one, but you often see a little bit of a trace. And when you go back to mining protocols, staking protocols, even if you're coming back to them maybe a month, 6 weeks, 2 months later, there's opportunities going to be arising then. I mean, do you guys agree with that sort of sentiment, or are you FOMO ban into absolutely everything, or are you taking your time and sort of just seeing how things play out?
No, I everything you said, I agree with. For me, like I've missed out on some amazing plays in the past, and I've caught some amazing plays in the past. And going into the future, like I'm not in every single one of them, but it's really I'm picking and choosing which ones that I'm most excited about personally, and I try to get in those on at first, and then I'll come back and like when I've got some time to breathe and be like, hey, let me go back and check on this project and see how it's doing, and that's kind of how Blaze was. I wasn't like super like feeling the FOMO on it. Like when I saw it, I was like, okay, the Diamond Club, that's cool. I think I want to be a part of that. But I knew I had time. So I wasn't feeling the FOMO on it. And I was able to watch the charts and see it and get in where where it made sense. Like with Lotus, I would have loved to get in on that. But when I saw the chart, I was like, well, I missed that.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a play a few days down the road. I don't know, but like I'm just gonna kind of let that do its thing, and we'll see.
Yeah, and I think also I don't know where a lot of people are with how long they've been into the crypto market, but I was in kind of like since 2016, 2017, so I've seen so many things run up, run down. I've had FOMO here, FOMO there, right? And at the point that we're at right now, I'm okay with missing some things, knowing that I'm hitting other things. And if I'm hitting some projects really well, it makes me feel better that I missed that, but I also hit this really hard and I feel really good about that. So it's hand in hand. But as with life, right, you can't have everything all at once, right? And it's a growing, every day you get better at it. And it's human emotion. Once you miss out, you feel like you need to be a part of the club, and it's okay, right? It's okay if you're not a part of the club that day, because in the future you might have a good pullback and you might get in there, So
Yeah,
I think it's in due time, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as I say, seeing that Lotus run up today, I was like, holy shit, this is going to do exactly what Volt did. And I'm looking at it going 5x already. I cannot possibly buy a 5x. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, but if it could easily run on to 20, and I'm really going to kick myself. So it's just like, no, look, you've got miners. Your miners, if the pumps, your miners are worth more. Let it be. Let it be.
And that's how it's designed to be, right? And these mining protocols aren't meant to be quick plays, in my opinion. They're meant to be. You have some short ones, medium, long ones, and you just let those play out. And the market's going to dictate, and time in the market always beats timing the market. So.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're watching here, none of this is financial advice. It's almost it's almost emotional advice. Keep your emotions in check.
And Lotus, he's got a design to like rapidly deflate on miners. So I'm curious to see. I feel like all of the mining protocols have like a little bit of a pattern, and I wonder if his is going to be that same pattern, just like really compressed, or is it just going to have a completely different pattern?
It would be nice to see something new. That's the Inferno forks. The Inferno forks, they're kind of shown to follow some sort of similar pattern is what I think. I think Awesome X could follow it because it's perpetual. It may follow it a little bit slower, but I do see a turnaround on that. It's surprising. With just an example of that, it's surprising when you take a figure like 2.8% decrease week on week. It seems like nothing, but it doesn't take long before it really becomes something. After a few months, you're already kind of down almost half, getting half the value. And whereas, you think it's one of those things, you look at it, 1 week, you look at the next week, it doesn't look like anything's happened. And then you go away and you pay attention for 4 or 5 weeks elsewhere. And by the time you come back and you go, holy shit, that's really there already. It's really got that low. That's why I'm talking about. But Morpheus is quite aggressive. They're on 4% a day. They had a pretty good first day today. I participated in that, and I know Rags had said kind of there might. I think he said there would might be some sort of bonus comes down the line, or he was hinting that day one would always be the best day to participate. So I don't really know what that meant, but I thought for me it was worth having a little stab today rather than tomorrow.
I had the thought, like, because I participated as well, and I had that thought, man, like, all you had to do is just wink, wink. There might be a bonus, and I was feeling FOMO, and I was like, damn it, like, why didn't I do that on my project? You know.
So
yeah,
this was they brought in what was it 1.4? Where'd that page go? 1.4 trillion Titan-X. I'll be honest, I don't like the way they've done this billion carry on. I wish that had just
I agree. Having
ran my head trying to read that.
Yeah. It's so confusing.
Yeah, get the trillions up there, guys. Yeah, rather than what's that, 1,475 billion. So yeah, what I mean, this is a perfect example of what I was saying at the start, where to bring in a trillion, our goal for Inferno at the very beginning was to get 1 trillion for the whole 8 weeks. The first week, and Jake, I remember Jake said that the first week will be your best week. And we brought in something like 200 billion Titan-X. And at the time, that was only worth just over maybe about 250 grand, something like that. That was before Titan-X even started to run. So I mean, that's an example of how quickly this thing is all. You talk about about go away and look somewhere else for a few weeks. We're already at this. We see Volt was the first one to really, all right, Inferno got better and better and better week after week, and then Awesome X kind of started did its kind of trillion, and that was a new standard. Like you get 1 trillion a day, but Volt kind of then took it to a whole new level. Or banged more than that every single day. Never mind, trying to get that, and it just did it every day. Bang, more, and then Lotus brought in 2 trillion, over 2 trillion the first day. So these figures, that's what I'm saying, these figures are just getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, as we get into hyperdeflation, that will probably not be the case. But yeah, I don't know. Your opinion on 1.5 trillion in, is that a successful first day?
Oh yeah, like it's only not like I feel like I'm setting expectations higher because I'm seeing these other projects. Like we saw Hydra, just is that the number one? Like what's brought in the most? Hydra brought in like 20 plus trillion.
Yeah, it's either Hydra or Volt.
Yeah, like if those numbers, if we didn't see those types of numbers on those projects, my expectations would be a lot lower. But when I see that in reality, in the real market, I'm seeing 20 trillion go into a project, that's immediately like, I need to be thinking bigger. I need to be putting my mindset on these types of figures. And that's when I was like, yeah, 10 trillion plus is what I was like, because even HLX is at like 6.5 trillion or something like that, and it's been live for over 200 days. But back then, that was good. Like you're saying, it seems like somehow this stuff is snowballed while we're like on the cusp of hyper deflation. It doesn't even make sense to me. You would think it's getting smaller and smaller. And, so many people are saying just 1 trillion coming in on each of these projects and we're going to run out of Titan-X. And we're seeing every one of them do that. Like, what is the future of Titan-X? It's bright,
blinding.
What I mean, again, just on their first day, $1.3 million in a buy and burn. I mean, if I've got any project launched and it's sitting with that in the buy and burn after day one, I think I'd be pretty happy.
Absolutely, yeah, and having 1 trillion tokens go into every single project could possibly be the deciding factor, right? Because a lot of these projects are going to continue to get more and more Titan X put into them. So it's like, if day ones can do that, what are day hundreds? What are day 200s? You know, like it gets really ridiculous when you start thinking long term, and it's hard to think long term with how fast stuff is moving every single day.
Yeah. So what do you think about these tickets, the raffle tickets for the 10K prizes?
It's a cool idea. Like it didn't like I don't feel like I went in any harder than I wanted to in the beginning. It was just kind of like a bonus thing. Like I made sure that my mint was like online with getting as many, like I didn't want to like I definitely wanted tickets, but it wasn't like I went in harder because of it.
Yeah.
To
no,
me,
I
the
agree.
biggest
I agree.
the bull for Morpheus is talking about the Dex aggregator. Like that's a tried and true DeFi function that they are bringing to the Titan X ecosystem that's going to support Titan X and Morpheus. To me, that's like a no-brainer. Like that's going to get used. People use Dex aggregators already. If we can get one that supports our ecosystem, like that's bullish.
Yeah, because I know for me over on Pulse Chain, I use Pateus a lot, just because it was so handy. You know, all the tokens that you use in one place, no messing about. You always got the right rates. And it's kind of like for on Pulse Chain, it it works really well over there, and obviously, hopefully, the aggregator that these guys build will be the same kind of thing. Be like, one of these things is just flawless to use. For all your coins are all auto filled, all the rates are all displayed correctly every time. You don't have to go looking at important tokens; it'll just recognize all the stuff. That's what made Pateus for me work really well. So I'm sure Rags and the team will know all this and put all that into the aggregator that they're building. So yeah, again, another massive, awesome bit of infrastructure coming.
Yeah, Pateus is probably my favorite Dex aggregator. Like they've kind of set the standard for me. Like it's clean. I like it.
You play chess, dude? Do you?
Oh yeah. Well,
somebody says in the chat you must be a chess master.
I am better than the average player. I will say that. Like I'm in the in between stage where like I can beat just any regular chess player that I come across. I beat them every time. But if there's anybody that's serious about chess and they read chess books and they do those things, I stand no chance. So I'm like above average, but below all of the competitive players.
There's so much levels to chess. It's insane. I love playing it. And I get better as I play it, but it's like there's some levels and people that you play, you're like, I'm never gonna beat them ever. Like ever.
When I got to the point where it was like you got to read a book and study openings to get better, I was like, nah, I'm done.
That's enough.
Yeah. It's not fun anymore at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats.
Go ahead. You're going to say congrats.
Just congrats to Morpheus. I just wanted to kind of recap on them. That was a great job. They're doing it's a 14-day mint phase. Is that correct?
That's correct. So it's going down 4% a day. So where is? I don't know why my I'm being so glitchy here. Yes. So yeah, the ratio 1 Titan X to 0.96 Morpheus. Don't know if you can see that. So that's we're in day 2. 18 hours to go. Does it give a breakdown of the total? Okay, so that's the total minted so far. Sorry, not day 1. Day 1 that I see was Yeah, I missed the actual the end of day 1. Was it 1.1 trillion maybe? That's the total so far.
No idea.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. They're at 1.4 right now.
Sweet. Yeah, exactly. All good. Yeah, no, I'm glad to get a few raffle tickets. Again, like you say, it's definitely not the reason that I participated. It didn't go any heavier because of the raffle tickets, but it's just a cool thing. And I think at the end of day 14, there will be a raffle and there will be a number of pretty happy people will get.
Yeah, and that might create some FOMO, like when people see the actual prize pool on those raffle tickets.
Where is the prize pool here? Is it mentioned here?
I no idea. It's hard to decode the Matrix.
Yeah. They did this on purpose, these motherfuckers.
I mean, my position's there. Like, to me personally, I don't care what the pool is because I'm already in it. I've got my tickets. It is what it is at this point. But I think there might be somebody coming down the road and be like, "Oh man, I just let me throw a lottery ticket in there and see some FOMO minting at the end, even if it's not like the ROI. Even if the ROI is not there, you still might see some minting."
All right. Okay. So here it is here. 147 billion Titan X. Good job. Who was that? Adamos 1212 in the chat, giving us the figures. So is that, do you know, is that between 10 people at the end? Whatever this figure is in the end, is that between 10 people?
Yeah, split evenly, I believe.
That's awesome. That's for some people that could be life-changing. Seriously.
Yeah. So 14.7 billion Titan X per ticket. That's I wouldn't mind getting a 14 billion payout.
That's already about 20K each, isn't it? Something like that. My on-stream maths somewhere around there. Yeah, pretty good.
I think it's just below, but yeah.
No, I gotta look.
Do the math.
Because we had a nice little pump recently.
On-stream math is something I will never do.
That's why I'm not even attempting it. The dude's the dude.
At least keep it off screen if you do it right. Never just bring the calculator on screen.
Come on, 3 more zeros. 19,000.
Nice. Morpheus to a penny. Yeah.
Yeah, there's this point in the anniversary stream where Cryptographics was like, how many times every day, if you got 5%, how long would you get to the point? And I said 33, and he said it was 31. And I was like, because I love hitting the number on the number, but I was like, my math was so off. I can't believe it,
Yeah, that was like compounding 5% over and over again to hit 4x. Yeah.
Yep. It's really it's insane when you start really compounding that hard, and I think a lot of people underestimate how much 5% every day could actually do for you, and it continuously gets bigger and bigger and bigger every day.
It seems like in crypto, it's like if you don't have a 3-digit ROI, people don't even look at it. Like that's how spoiled we get.
It's like whenever in farms, whenever I was going in everything, and then see once I went under 4 digits, I was like, all right, I'm going to start getting picky here. All right, so I'm just bringing up the Alien X. Alien X is doing some interesting things, but the biggest talking point for me is just the amount of Inferno that it's taken off the market. There's benefits. Okay. Opinions on buy and burns. I'll ask this question to both of you. Do buy and burns help price appreciation?
No doubt.
Okay, cool.
Like it's in the name, buy, like it's buy pressure with no sell pressure. Yes.
Okay. Just, it's been a massive, obviously, a massive part of the whole ecosystem, but it's just the way we keep getting these massive pots of money. You see there, we're talking about Morpheus day one with like $1.3 million sitting in the buy and burn. In the Inferno days, when it got up to 1.8 million, it was like, holy shit, that's why there was so much frenzy around it. $1.8 million in the buy and burn. And all, obviously all the other coins before all the original coins, Hyper and Titan X, Dragon X, having these big buy and burns sitting behind them. But just, Alien X had a sell off. It kind of you just can be a victim to the market at certain times. It had a very, very good first week. It's going into Mint 3 next week, but it was part of the it had its Mint cycle 2 in a week where the whole market dumped about 30%. Which meant that the Yeats were out in full force, and Alien X sat in a negative ROI for the second mint phase. But even in that, what you would think is possibly a bad performance, it's managed to stack $380,000 of Inferno off the market in that buy and burn. And that's not an aggressive buy and burn. That's going to trickle out over a long period of time. And the idea behind that was just to get supply and lock it off the market. So,
yeah. And one thing I'll add to, obviously the buy and burn, right? Positive buy pressure, burning out of existence, more scarcity. But what is also really good about these is having the number on the screen and its future speculation for the people involved in it. Because if they see that it's right there, it's not like, okay, someone is going to come in and buy it, hopefully, and I do this. It's like, no, this amount of money is set here to do only two things. It's to buy it and burn it out of existence forever. That's the only thing it'll do. So it just helps speculation on every single project. And to see hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in buy and burns is so bullish.
Yeah, for me, like I was looking at minting the other day, and then I went to the chart and I was like, it's trading below mint price. And I was like, well, and I just bought off the market.
Yeah, I did too.
Exactly.
That's an easy play right there. Like
Yeah.
that's an irrational market. Like who's selling below mint price? Like why would you mint and then sell at a loss? I don't know. It's probably because they're expecting a hot buy and burn, and then when they are like, no, we're gonna have a nice long runway, they're like, oh fuck this and sell. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll take that discount. Thank you, sir. You know,
yep. And it's better ratio. It's like, you know, if it drops 20%, right, you're getting 1.2 to 1, right? I mean, it's that easy.
And the buy and burn is getting a better ratio too. It's more effective. So yeah,
I mean, that's why. All right, you've got to be one person caught this, but this wick on the even on Morpheus today, that wick down here, whoever bought that market buy and caught that price down there, got a pretty nice deal on Morpheus today. Mm-hmm. You know, even below mint price on day one, just from this went down. As I was watching, I was just again watching for plays, seeing obviously I knew it was going to dump pretty hard, pretty quick, but I did see. Just to go, okay, if it doesn't dump quickly, could I get a quick sale in and just use what I get to remint straight away? But yeah, I'm always too slow for these things.
I don't even try usually, you know, but like if I see it, then yeah, I'm gonna capitalize on it. But I'm not one of those guys that's like trying to like I don't feel confident enough to outclick another person, and I always feel like there's going to be some bot that just comes in and beats me anyways, or they're running a script, and it's like, I don't want to set that expectation for myself, but if I come in and see it, then, oh yeah, I'm like, let me market buy this. Yes, please.
Yeah. So that even before I claimed that I'd already done this.
Yeah. I haven't even claimed. It's a long-term play for me.
What was I going on to there? Oh, somebody asked, yeah, Google in the chat there saying, did you look at the Alien X chart today? Let's have a look and see what it did.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was pulling up. Like, it's no longer below. Yeah.
Yeah, see, look, we're talk about my super duper technical analysis skills. I draw these as a joke for bad sports now, just to say, look. It's written in the stars, man. We're doing a 3x in November.
Yeah,
we can't not. Once you draw the blue lines, it can't not be followed. Yeah,
big TA. We're all big TA guys.
Yeah. Exactly. So that was just put there specifically for Google because he was fucking tortured watching this price hover. But look at that. Yeah, nice 55% pump today. So
my thought again was like. Like the market is irrational. I always think of Eric when people were like shitting on him for Dragon X trading below 1-for-1 on Titan X, you know, and they're like, failed project. This is like, what is this? And his only response was like, the market's irrational. The market is irrational. And that it just makes me laugh. Like anytime I see that, I always just picture him saying that. And that's like when I saw Alien X, it was at like 0.8, and I'm like, what? Let me go ahead and buy that. Thank you, whoever sold at a loss. I appreciate your donation to my pocket. Yeah.
So what's actually next to launch? And we're getting a break. It's going to be one of Steve's projects, really, isn't it? Oh yeah. Well, that's not hype. Vapor is not until is the 5th of November or the 8th of November.
The 8th. Oh, Scale is releasing on the 5th.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I think that is the next one.
Let's see.
Numerology wise, James was like, that's the best number that they said for us. And then obviously he doesn't want to be too close to Viper coming out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and
Viper-
Scale, they're doing like a concentrated liquidity web on just the Dragon X ecosystem. Like they're pairing with Dragon X, Hydra, Baby Dragon X, Awesome X, E280. Just all of those pairs that are in that. So that'll be interesting to see, because it's going to be like the same idea as E280, where it's going to fluctuate depending on all of the underlying tokens, but just within the Dragon X ecosystem. So
nice. Lotus.
Yeah, they had some. I like the artwork behind it. It is really, really clean.
Where do you see the input each day? Does it show that anywhere?
probably not on the daily, but is there just like a total? Oh man, we're looking like noobs over here. Come on.
No, I've been on this numerous times in the last few days, just creating miners. Yeah, I don't even know where it is. Right.
Let me pull it up.
I don't know
There's
if it
gotta be-
is.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not there. Anyway, you can get a bit of a calculation. Anyway, it's about 50% of the input going into this buy and burn balance. Obviously, some of it's been eaten up already, but we're only kind of 10 hours into day 4, so it's probably brought in the guts of $5 million already. Buy and burn balance 1.7 trillion Titan
Wow.
X. Anyway, it's performing really well. I think there was a lot of hype around it. People were expecting it to get off to an absolute flyer, and it's done it. It's really done it. The chart went absolutely crazy today. Let's get a look.
Yeah, max miner ROI is showing 17,000%.
15-minute
Jeez.
chart.
No,
Look at
that's paper gains. You
Yeah.
know, but
This
Paper games feel pretty good sometimes, though.
okay. So paper gains everything. Well, and I'm hoping that this is going to be different. But most of the paper gains I've had in crypto have not really materialized. Okay, once Titan X started, I'm kind of more referring to more the Zen more. There was a few of us were Zen millionaires, which dissipated away to pennies basically. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some of these really, like those Lotus ones. Some of those today were like, 35x, crazy stats. But yeah, look, this morning, that was overnight, it ran up in one go. Like, where we go? This is what I was looking at when I came into work this morning, sitting here going, holy shit, it had run up like a 4.5x overnight. Obviously it's pulled back, but it's performing really, really well. I think a real nice addition paired with Volt, and
I was gonna say, Volt might help sustain those paper gains and get you there. You know, like I wouldn't expect 17,000, but I would. My guess is you're gonna end up positive on that. You know, if Volt does what I think it will, that's gonna on its own support Lotus, I think.
Yep. That's what I'm. That's kind of what I'm sure everybody that's in it. I'm sure that's what everybody in it's hoping for. But yeah, that was that when I was looking this morning. That was 35,000. Absolutely insane paper gains. But I'm sure there's some people that were late to Titan X, looking at some of these minor values and creating multi-million-dollar portfolios for themselves, hoping that it stays there. I hope it stays there for you too, if that's what you're hoping, because I'm hoping for it as well. But yeah, anybody that missed out in Titan X, it was like that. It was like that at the start of Titan X as well. Looking at these multi-million-dollar.
Yeah, my max miners looked insane at one point. It was nuts. I was like, I kept telling my girlfriend, I said, I don't think this is going to last, but this is what it's looking like so far.
Yeah. Okay. Any other projects you want to take a quick look at?
Oh, what else? I feel like there was Ouroboros. Let's see, where are they at? Because last I checked, it was only at it was still under 3 trillion brought in. Go to the ORX Mentor in the top left. Yeah, it's still what is that? I can't read it.
The total 2.5 trillion total. It got that first 1.5 really, really quick. I was just sitting on the day of launch, just watching that thing go up. When it got to about 900 billion, I was like, right, fuck, I better get in here. Yeah, what are we at? 2.5.
Yep, just about.
I've already gone back and FOMO minted a little bit more because I was like, I can't believe there's not that much. Like, let me just get another little mint in there. Come on. Like, how can you not be like, this is crypto degen central right here. Like, people want leverage plays. They will. And they're going to be able to put up their Titan X, their Dragon X, their Inferno, like whatever. I'm not sure what his initial tokens are, but they're going to be able to put up collateral and get a loan out on that and go participate in these new projects and get in on all of the, this is going to take Titan X to a whole nother level. Right.
Do you know what the date is?
I think he was saying first week of November or somewhere around there. Like, don't quote me on it. Let's just say 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
The dude, I'm going to go in the Telegram, say, right, the dude said it's happening the start of November. What's going on?
No, I think he said the 8th or something, somewhere around there. I don't remember.
ESDX after the 6th, somebody's saying in the chat. That's the thing. There's so much going on. You can't keep on top of everything, but yeah, like you say, the thing is as well, for the big guys, for the really big guys in the system, this is a thing of beauty for them, and then obviously then everybody else. Yeah, it's a nice one to have.
I don't think people recognize. There's a lot of holdback on. Nobody knows who the dev is on this, and I think we've been preaching hard enough, with the ethos and Titan X, that be safe and all that. And I think there's a lot of holdback because people are like, I don't know who this guy is, even though Eric and I are part of the multi-sig. We are there to keep the Ouroboros users safe. So what you will. Maybe you trust Eric and I more so. That guy is just. He's on another level. He is a super dev. He is creating a beast. This is not just a fork of some other project. This is on its own gonna be massive.
Okay, so look, you heard it direct from the dude's mouth. This is a sweet project. Because you've created some epic stuff yourself. So to hear you saying that, if you're saying that, I'd take your word that it's that he's done a pretty damn good job. Because maybe you wouldn't get away with being lazy in the ecosystem. You build something that's just a cut and paste of something else. I think everybody expects a little bit more. And there's not really any point in coming and just throwing some other thing, because it's so easy to, where people are learning so much. There's so many good minds even in the ecosystem. If you do want to fork something, you can be damn sure if you have a conversation with a few people, they'll say, well, that would work, but you could actually add this to it and it would make it a lot better. So obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and
Obviously,
I don't think forks just, people are like, we already know that. We already did that. We already have it. So it's like, why would we participate in that one if we already have that? You know what I mean? So it's, like perfect example, right? Alien X, right? Kind of the same minting phases, right, as Inferno, different, right? Different percentages and stuff, but they do a whole bunch of different stuff, right? They have a total different thing going on, but the minting is similar, right? That's an aspect of it. People take certain aspects of other projects, like the interweb of Scale, right? Taking the kind of page out of E280 and building those LP webs in the Dragon X side of things, right? It's taking little bits of different things and making it your own.
all these dApps are fucking beautiful as well. The artwork, and I love it. Yeah, I love all the retro game graphics and all. This is a lovely looking logo as well.
Mm-hmm.
Never even mind what Lotus done as well. It's out of this world. And then I think obviously in Accelerate now we have the clients coming to us. They're like, right, we've seen certain projects and everybody really wants good graphics now. That's everybody's coming at us now, all our clients saying, yeah, we really want to have something that looks good. Lotus has kind of set a new standard for the way these things look and feel. So you can be rest assured that there's some pretty damn cool designs being cooked up in the background for some of these new dApps coming out.
I definitely pat myself on the back with E280. It's a beautiful website in my opinion.
I've got it's up open in my other screen here as well. It is. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love looking at my own vault. You see as well.
That's like part of my morning coffee. I just check a whole bunch of stuff and then I'm like, all right, yeah, we're good to go for the day. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I want to pry into that. My morning routine at the minute is obviously check what's happening with the Blaze auction. I remint Flux every day. Yeah, play Flux every day. I check E280 at the minute. I check E280, and that's about the height of the actual things that I do every single day at the minute without fail. Those are the three at this minute in time.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Telegram. Like I wake up to a bajillion messages that I've got to get to. Like that's easy on my phone, on my nightstand. It's just like before I'm even out of bed, I'm like going through Telegram. And then it's like, okay, I need coffee. Let me get up. Let me get some coffee. Get on the laptop. And then that's when I'm like, for sure, the first thing I'm checking is E280 stats. Like that's my baby. I'm hyper focused on that, and then it's down to business really. Like I need, we just completed audit number 1 with 369. We're transitioning to the second audit, so I'm trying to make sure all that's in line and, I try not to get too, if I can stare at stats all day. And another thing that I've noticed is like before I was a builder, I was just a crypto investor. And now I don't feel like I have time. Like I want to manage my personal funds, but it's like now I have a job as a builder to continue that, all of those things, and marketing and all of that stuff. And it's like now in my free time, it's doing my personal investments and moving money around and buying and selling these tokens. And before you know it, it's like time for bed. Like it's a full day every day for me in crypto. Like it's my girl that's like having to like pull me out. Like, okay, you've had enough. You can get away now. One more thing, 5 minutes turns into an hour all the damn time.
Yeah, it really is hard to get away. I'm the same. Obviously, I run my own business. We do have a lot of employees, so I don't need to be full on and work every day. I do spend nearly all day. I've got my screens in front of me, so I can do my work, but I can also just watch crypto all day, every day. Um, but it's like like you say, yeah. First thing in the morning, you check Telegram, see what's going before you even get out of bed. You're on Telegram checking. Yeah, and it is at the minute it is just constant all day. And I do find myself exactly the same, dude. That's kind of why I was bringing up about the not having to FOMO into stuff. It's like some days you're just so busy and you go away and look, and the day's gone by before you even realize, and you maybe missed the opening day of something. You just didn't get a chance because you've got to sit down. I don't like to go into these things without actually knowing what I'm doing. You know, and even for me, it's hard to catch up. You know, you have to go back and catch up watching a YouTube video, watching the founder explain it, having a quick flick through the white paper yourself, and just getting caught up to speed. And for me, it's even bloody difficult finding time to do that. So yeah, it is difficult to flip around and get the time to go back. And that's why a lot of things is just a lot of things that I'm doing now. Things I'm going heavier are kind of set and forget. That's why that daily list that I do, it's kind of small. My Blaze is the kind of one I'm picking away at over time. The E280, I just love looking at that every day at the minute. And yeah, the Flux is just the one that I'm enjoying playing with at the minute, because like everybody's got different things they're going to enjoy doing. The miners are set and forget. The Flux auctions are pretty epic every day, just watching, because there's some pretty easy plays to be made there as well. Don't want to give away, don't want to bring too much attention to it.
Yeah, I'm luckily really, like, sometimes I'm at home a lot, sometimes I'm on the road a lot working and stuff like that. So luckily I'm not glued to my computer screen as much as I'd want to be, because I would just be intoxicated with all of these stats and projects, and I'd be streaming a ton, and I like streaming, and I'm definitely making a better effort at doing it, which feels good, and having these conversations is awesome. But
yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see you back, man, because you did have a bit of a hiatus, but it is great to see you back, because you did a lot of content at the start, and to have you back streaming regularly is it's brilliant.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I really loved it, and I did about 3 straight months of daily uploads for it, and the amount at the time and where TitanX was, the amount of like hate I really got on my comments and stuff, even though there was a ton of people that loved watching it. It was a lot, and I got really busy with work. So I was like, all right, well, I'll wait until everybody else is feeling good again, and then I'll jump back on. And so when I jumped back on, the vibes were great again, and, picked up where we left off. And at this point right now, using the motivation from the stream this weekend and just continuously trying to just be on here, and while I'm not living with my girl and stuff like that, I have time and I don't have to like dedicate it to other stuff. So I got about a month until, right, we're maybe 2 months, I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, so I'm just happy to be here and back streaming. It's awesome, and having conversations and stuff is always great, because none of my friends know really anything about crypto, so it's like I could talk their ear off for hours. So it's just like I at least talk to some other people that know what's going on.
It blows my mind. Like, I've given up on trying to convert anybody in the real life. Like I have close friends that see that I am full-time in crypto, and I talk about, oh, this play, made a 4x, 10x, and all these things, and like I'm explaining how amazing all this is, and they're just like, that's cool, that's good for you, but I'm gonna stick with my 9-to-5 slave job over here. And I'm just like, why? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, do they just not understand that this is the future? Like, just on a grand scheme of things, like, blockchain technology is the future.
Yep.
Like, we can speculate on the price of tokens, but the technology is no doubt the future.
Yep. Yeah, I don't imagine I sit here in an office all day, every day, and everybody knows that I do all this stuff in crypto. They don't know just quite how deep I am, but they know I'm here. They probably, in fairness, they probably just think I'm sitting here buying shit coins all day. They don't understand. They have no idea that how deep I am in, but nobody has any interest. any interest at all. Nobody comes to me. You know, there's drivers, there's guys in the office here. Nobody comes to me ever any day and says, "You show me what you're doing."
Yeah.
And they all know that I'm here doing this. Nobody comes and says, "Can you teach me anything?" But maybe they see Bitcoin. Somebody will probably mention that Bitcoin's at an all-time high and say, "Should I be banned some Bitcoin?" It's like, okay. And for me, people I got into crypto whenever I was a noob back in 2021, even a noob for a year or two, learning the game. The coins that I was telling people to get into haven't performed well. I had no right to tell people to buy these things when I did. Close friends, family members. I'm saying no right. I thought I was saying the right things at that time. I could still be freaking as wrong about anything as I was then. Now I don't feel that I am. But getting people to buy, sacrifice for Pulsex, I get abuse for that pretty much every day in work as well, because that's one of the only things I got people to put money into. So it's like, yeah, oh, how much have I lost today? How much have I down today? I have no comeback unless they want to come and actually learn what's going on. But yeah,
I always tell people like, hey, I've lost 20 grand in scams. Straight up, I've lost 20 grand. But I've made, way more than that on other coins that have done, 100x.
Right.
I've definitely been in that 100x club. And it's like you can lose and just have one big win and it's all back. But it's like that gambler's it takes a special kind of person to be able to take those ups and downs. Like it's the same thing as like a professional poker player. You don't gamble with your entire portfolio. Those professional gamblers, they're only playing with 1%. They're sitting down at the table with 1%. And then if they do well, great. And if they lose out completely, they've still got 99 more buy-ins. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. And they see the volatility and they're like, no, thank you. That token just went down 80%. And it's like, yeah, but that's not the only token I own. And you're not counting these other tokens that are up 200%. Like, just that's part of the game.
Yeah. And a little backstory on me, right? I play poker a lot, right? I have a bankroll for poker specifically. And a lot of my friends that play poker, they take their like weekly check, take a piece off it, and then go play with that. And I'm like, well, if you lose, it means a whole lot more than if I lose. I said, because I've been growing this little stack so I can just take a little 2-3% off of it, and then it's like I play loose, right? I play the game. And same thing with the crypto. You have bullets, right? And then you have cannons, right? And big shots, but you put a little bullet here, a little bullet there, a little bullet there, and then it's like, okay, it'll be volatile, and some win, some lose, or some just trade sideways for a while. It is the game,
Yeah, no, I had somebody telling me the other day, because people don't like to listen to me talk about crypto and work, and somebody telling me the other day that I was missing out on gold.
We got digital gold over here. It's all right.
It is at an all-time high. I will give them credit.
Exactly. That's why it's like I can't even argue with this person, because technically they are right. But it's like, no, I don't want to start buying gold. Thanks very much. But look,
one of my buddies has a egregious amount of gold. I mean, it is like way too much gold to have. I mean, it's like a whole safe full of gold, and it's so funny. He's like, dude, I just bought so much more. And I'm like, you're like a modern day pirate or something like that. It's ridiculous. Because he doesn't have like the shares. He has physical gold like in his room in this big like 5-foot safe. And it's like he's just stacking it up. It's awesome.
I mean, if you're going to buy and hold gold, I would say like you want the actual gold in hand. Right. You don't want paper gold. Like that's the whole point of gold, is like if the whole economy goes to shit, you've got something that's, separate from that. But if it's on paper, and the economy goes to shit, do you think your paper is going to be worth anything, or your
Right.
actual gold bar? You know, like that's, I mean, yeah. But
Yeah, and
still, like
not to mention gold coming out on E280. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only gold I want. Woohoo!
yeah,
Gold 2.0.
yeah.
Shit, actually, it has just dawned on me that actually, maybe instead of claiming those Element 280 rewards, selling them to mint more NFTs, I should just keep that stack for participating in gold. Did Steve give a date for gold on E280?
I haven't heard anything specific. I know Viper's first, and then I think the following week he's launching the other pillars. So
All at once.
yeah, which that's a new one that we haven't seen. How is that going to look, having 7-8 projects like all launching on the same day? Is that going to interfere? I mean, they're all different input tokens, so it's not like a conflict of interest. I think it's going to attract all the users in those ecosystem tokens. I'm excited to see it. It'll be fun.
I'm excited to see it because it will drop. It'll all drop on the same day. The dApp's kind of awesome. The way you just toggle one button and you can participate in any one you want. You can see all the ROIs. Like I was saying at the start, I've probably been like squirreling away a little side pot for each project. You know, a little bit of Inferno, a little bit of AwesomeX. My AwesomeX mint last week was specifically what I'm going to use for Awesome V. But I just think that day of release, there will be so much. It'll be like a extravaganza of activity in the ecosystem. And no matter what happens, it'll be interesting to see the way it plays out. And it'll be interesting to see if they all perform similarly, because all the ROIs are going to be in the one place. So will everybody see? There's, you just have to toggle between the ROI, or will there be? Maybe that's a downside of having them all in the same place. Maybe not. Maybe not. Will they all perform similarly well, similarly bad, or will there be ones that get a hell of a lot more adoption than others? Have you any opinion on that? I haven't really give that any thought. If there's any, does it fit well? Does it fit into any particular coin better than others, or is it kind of just a free for all?
I think it's probably like what's the more popular tokens are going to get more usage. But at the same time, I think people will sort by that ROI. If you're in all of these ecosystems, aren't you going to use the one that's giving you the best ROI? So that might equalize it across the board. But I still think whatever input tokens that are hot, I think is going to be getting more participation than others.
Yeah, I agree. And I think any type of play is a good play, and having those next to each other shows like, okay, this one is performing great, but then there's arbitrage opportunities. People are going to say, oh, that one's undervalued, I know it should be better, so I'm going to go to that one. So just kind of my thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to start. It's getting quite late here. We're going to start wrapping up. But I actually want to share. Obviously, I've been building Pulse Wars over on Pulse Chain for quite a while now. It's launching on Friday. I don't like doing a crossover when we're talking about Titan X. I don't like talking about Pulse Chain stuff too much on the show. But the fact is, I've been busting my ass building this game, and it is launching on Friday. So I have to give it a little bit of a shill. The other thing as well is that there is a we're talking about people bringing things to the Titan X ecosystem and having to evolve them and build, make them better. We have a version of this game coming to Pulse Chain, or coming to Titan X in the not too distant future as well. Something that I took actually a lot of inspiration from Element 280 for the way and Volt for the way we're building it for the Titan X ecosystem. So there's a lot of tweaks on what I'm going to show coming for Titan X. But yeah, Pulse Wars, it is a crypto trading game. Let's see, where you mint an NFT. Where'd it go? Yeah, you mint an NFT and you get a fictional crypto portfolio. So you can mint NFTs and depending on what ones you mint, you'll get a different kind of portfolio. They all play the game a slightly different way. Did you mint a few of these, dude? Did you?
I did.
Yeah. So the site to mint them is app.pulsewars.io. So every time you mint, about 70% of the mint price goes into a prize pool. Over on Pulse Chain at the minute, the prize pool for the players is 605 million pulse. So when you mint an NFT, you'll get one of 6 different types. Some of them get a load of Pulse Chain coins. Some of them get some Ethereum coins. Just depending on the type of NFT you mint will dictate what type of portfolio you get. And you go into a league and you manage the portfolio. And your position in the league table is determined by the value of your little fictional crypto portfolio. So we're running a test game at the minute, just kind of testing some of the last things. This is the 12 NFTs that I minted. So over the course of 3 rounds, most of them have been eliminated. If you toggle here, these are the only ones that are left in the game. So this one's actually currently ranked 2, and this one's currently ranked 3. The Pulsican, for example, this Pulsican is the type of NFT. It gets in the portfolio 4 Pulse Chain coins, and you start off the game, and it will be the same on the Titan X side. You start off the game with a fictional 10,000 DAI split across 4 coins, and you just manage this portfolio. You buy and sell and trade all the different coins, and
it's like in rounds, right? Like you're setting your portfolio for each round. Is that how it's?
Yeah. So the way it operates is it's an elimination competition. So each round, the Pulse on Pulse Wars, there's going to be 10 rounds. So each round we eliminate half of the players. So the further you make it through, there's 10 rounds, and once you get through the first 3 rounds, then you start to win PLS out of the prize pool. So at the minute, whoever wins this game will win. It's about a 200x on the price of the NFT at the minute. So there are 1 million pulse at the minute, and the prize at the minute is about 200 million pulse, which isn't a lot of money at the minute. But you can continue to join in the game as we go through the rounds. You can enter the later rounds and pay a bigger fee to enter in. So the leaderboard.
It's kind of like a poker tournament. You get busted out and you rebuy back in. Right?
You can't rebuy back in. You need to go and buy another NFT. You can't rebuy back in. You can rebuy a new NFT to join in.
Yeah. So same idea.
Same idea. So you just can go back and look at the previous rounds, see how you performed in the previous rounds with the NFTs that you have. So that's launching on Friday on Pulse Chain, app.pulsewars.io. I'd appreciate any support at all over there, because it has been tough building this game and getting support over on Pulse Chain. I launched the game I launched the mint back in March, and it got off to a really, really good start. And then Pulse Chain just went down for 6 months. We started off the prize pool, started off at about 120K, and it dwindled all the way down to about 30K just on the market value alone. So it's been tough over there, but I think that hopefully now it's like everything else. It's going to start turning around as well as the rest of the market over on Pulse Chain. But time will tell. But yes, we have a version of it already in the works for Titan X, X Wars. The cool thing about the game for Titan X is that you'll be able to play with the Pulse Chain. We really struggled to find good coins. You had to get coins with like liquidity pools over $250,000, and it got really, really difficult to do. And then playing with Ethereum coins. The best thing about what we've got coming for Titan X is, let me just actually bring it up, the coin list. We've got the white paper and all ready, but we're going to tweak this. You can go and have a read at this if you want. Xwars.io. You can have a flick through the white paper, but it is going to be updated here quite shortly. So in Xwars, let me see. I just want to get up the list of coins that we've got. You will get, if you mint an NFT, you'll get one of 4 different classes of NFT. You get 4 coins. 2 of the coins will be pre-decided for you. So we kind of wanted to give a nod to the OGs. So one of the, if you mint an NFT, one of the types will actually start off the game with Helios and Baby Dragon X as their first 2 coins. One will start off with Inferno and Blaze. One will start off with Hydra and Hyper. And then the other one will start off with Titan X and Dragon X. And then you will randomly get another 2 coins from the list. Now, you imagine whenever we started designing this game, we only had like eight Titan X coins. We'll actually be able to fill all 32 with all the Titan X ecosystem coins. So everybody in Titan X, if you mint one of these NFTs, you'll be able to build what you think is the best 4 coin portfolio in Titan X, and you'll be able to compete against everybody else in the whole ecosystem that owns one of these. And then it'll be interesting to see when we run through the next probably 6 to 8 months of a bull run, who will end up holding the NFT with the best portfolio from the Titan X ecosystem. So we've got that's coming. Yeah, that'll probably be December or so before we actually release this. But yes, back to Pulse Wars launching. Go ahead.
That's meant those NFTs you meant with Titan X.
Oh, I'll give you a little bit of an indication. There will be there'll be 6 different input tokens. So we'll be making a prize pull up of 6 different Titan X ecosystem coins. So on Pulse Chain, everything that came in was Pulse. Yeah. So, and E280, hope will be one of the input tokens for playing the game. We will burn. We will burn E2. We will burn a percentage of all the tokens that come in. So, each coin that you use will be used separately on different days to other things, so there's no overlap. So there'll be days when we bring in only 280 to mint X Wars NFTs, and a percentage of that E280 will then get burnt or used to benefit the ecosystem in some way. That's what I'm saying. You know, you can't come to the Titan X ecosystem and not come up with a load of innovation that helps everybody and all the other coins that everybody else holds. It's like giving like the prize pool in Pulse Wars comes from all NFTs. We've got new ways of boosting prize pools and giving back to the community as well. So Volt will probably be one of them. E280 will probably be one of them. And that's all I'll say for now.
Yeah,
yes.
I love I had a theory early on when projects started releasing that it's going to get to the point where people are going to say, hey, any coins you want to use to mint, we'll take those, right? It's like Titan X, ETH, well, whatever. We'll take all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think because it just adds something else to what we've got the game. Then we have a prize pool that can be utilized in different ways. We also have a prize pool that won't just rely on one coin in the ecosystem doing one thing. Some weeks people will be able to win some of a certain coin. Other weeks we'll be able to give prizes away on a different coin. And I think it just the way the Titan X ecosystem has been built and kind of evolved, it makes sense to have different input tokens. And I'll say this. The Pulse Wars game itself, if you're going to play it, it is an awesome game. What we're coming up with Titan X, it's going to be really, really fun for the people that get involved and play it. Again, like everything else, this is all original ideas. There's nobody, you know, we didn't fork anything. We didn't take any. We built everything from scratch, and it'll be all the same again for X Wars as well. So look, over on Pulse Chain, app.pulsewars.io, they're only 1 million pulse each. So if you have been playing in Pulse Chain in the past, go and mint a few NFTs and give me a little bit of support over there. Again, I think there will be a time whenever there will be more projects from the Titan X ecosystem start to launch versions of their own projects over on Pulse Chain. When ETH gas gets crazy in the future, we're going to have X28 that'll take us to other chains. And that should be said as well. We're going to run all this. X Wars will run on Titan X, but the game will actually be played on a different chain. So we want to be one of the first things that takes Titan X to a different ecosystem, to a different chain. So there's a few, and we will let the NFT holders vote to see what chain we take the game to. So it'll be, if you're using like the likes of Rabi Wallet, you will just be able to you won't even hardly notice that you're going to go and play it. When you go to the game, you'll be doing you're looking at all your stats and whatever. And when you go to the game DAP, you'll literally just toggle over. It'll automatically toggle over onto whatever chain you're playing on. But that was another goal that we wanted to do, because playing any game on Ethereum, it's not feasible. It's too expensive. But you can do all the minting, you can do all the distributions, you can keep the coins on Ethereum, but you can play the game over on a different chain. And then we do have something, and we're waiting on Jake to decide what he's going to do and what he's going to give away with X28. And there's part of a few of the decisions for what way the game will operate in the back end, and a few of the plans for future of it will depend on what Jake does with X28. We did want to be the first project to utilize X28 to go multi-chain, but that might not be possible until we see what he actually releases. So that's a little bit of an overview of Pulse Wars and X Wars.
I will see you there on Pulse Wars, absolutely. And I'm on that same page. I'm like, I want to be one of the first. So I'm already designing and you know, like I want HLX ready for OmniChain as soon as X28 comes out. I want to be in there too. So I feel you. I feel you.
I think I've actually got written in the X Wars white paper that we will be the first to take Titan X multi-chain. And that's part of the reason we're taking a bag of coins as well. You know, that's why we want to bring in more than just one coin, because then we've got more options of what to do. So yeah,
well,
exciting times.
Yeah, challenge accepted. I'm gonna break you on that, and I'm gonna be the first.
All right, cool. So look, yes, nearly midnight here. Thanks very much for coming on, guys. Anything else you want to cover before we wrap it up?
I think we're good. I think this was a great weekly blaze.
I'm gonna
I appreciate you having me on.
I'm gonna put the link to the Pulse Wars minting site on.
Do it. And then if you don't know about E280, you got 10 days to figure it out.
I think everybody okay, so another thing, so I don't know if you've keep an eye out for my son's in the Titan X ecosystem now, Max Kane. He's creating graphics for some of our projects. I know he did a couple of things. He sent Callum a few things that Callum shared for Phoenix. He's been actually doing some walking camera videos and stuff talking about Pulse Wars and Titan X. But the reason I mention this as well is that I was for a long time I was kind of saying to him, he's only 18. I was saying to him, well, buy this, buy that. It was like 2 days ago. I mentioned E280 and he's like, yeah, I got a couple of those. I was like,
that's
what?
Awesome.
I was like, what? He says, yeah, I've been to a couple of E280 NFTs. I was like, no, you fucking didn't. And he said, let me see your wallet. He showed me his wallet, and right enough there he had 2 Element 280 NFTs. So
legendary, I assume.
Yeah, he'll be giving me a loan soon, so he will. But yeah, I was really surprised. It was, and for me, okay, so great fucking choice of somewhere to be putting his money. So
yeah. There's the link. I was waiting for it. Yeah.
app.pulsewars.io. 2 thumbs up. Yeah, no, this was a nice change. Usually for the weekly blaze, we'll have a guest on, we'll have a set sort of schedule. We're going to cover this, we're going to cover that. It's not too often we just get on and have a look at everything that's going on around the whole ecosystem. So yeah, I really enjoyed this chat with you two tonight. 2 legends of the ecosystem. Shooting the shit. There was a lot of good stuff covered there as well.
Yep.
3 legends. 3 legends.
3 legends.
Yeah, no, thanks very much for coming on the show, guys, and everybody listening. I hope you got some emotional advice from the show, not financial advice. Emotional support from us 3 tonight. So yeah, take it easy, and yeah, good luck with whatever you're investing in tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Well, that's right. Bad Sports went to sleep and left the stream open, and we don't actually have control of how to shut it down. You weren't on. We were chatting in the green room, so we might end up sitting here for a minute, staring at the screen. Bad Sports went to sleep, and nobody has access to shut the stream down.
All right. Well, you can have fun with that. I'm going to bail.
See you guys.
Take it easy.
All right, have a good one.
I'll figure this out.
Only something, only something.